Okay, my name is Muhammad Jibreel Abdu-Shahid. I was born Ronell Cloud Turley, 1947, December 5th, Chicago, Illinois. I was born on the night Joe Louis was fighting Jersey Joe Walcott for his title. Joe Louis had got beat by Jersey Joe Walcott the first fight. Jersey Joe Walcott was the oldest man ever to win a heavyweight championship. But he beat an older Joe Louis. He didn't beat a young Joe Louis. But anyway, this night, December 5th, 1947, was the rematch. And I was born. It was a Friday night, around 11 o'clock at night. That's what they tell me. So, I was in an orphanage because at the time, from what they told me, my mother was too young to keep me, and she didn't have no way to take care of me because she was kind of like, had fell out with her mother, my grandma, because of whatever they was going through. So my mother was only 18 when she had me. She was in her senior year of high school when she got pregnant with me. She was playing music in her high school band on the south side of Chicago. She was playing music in Inglewood High School and DuSable High School. Now this was like in 1945, 46, 47. I was born 47. So she had to drop out of school because she got pregnant. And my grandma finally came and got me because my grandma wanted my mother to fill out papers giving her custody rights. My mother wouldn't do it. But anyway, I'm just telling my story. That's all I'm doing, I'm telling my story. So, my granddaddy and them was gangsters. So they went and got one of their attorneys to draw up some papers saying that for the time that they would keep me, whenever my mother tried to come get me, she would have to pay for every day that they kept me. So they come and got me out the orphanage. And to this day, it was so traumatic for me as an infant, being in that place. I still remember that room that I was in. I still could see it so clear in my mind because I didn't have no mother. I didn't have no mommy. I'm just a little infant by myself in this strange place, you know? And the lady who ran the place was a friend, though, of my grandma. My grandma knew her. Her name was Miss Rose. So I imagine, I don't know, I guess my grandmother and them used to come and visit me and stuff like that. But finally they came and got me. And so I lived on the north side of Chicago on Oak Street right off Orleans. And I lived upstairs as a little infant, upstairs over. My grandfather had a first cousin named Tom Payton. Tom Payton had the pool room and the gambling house downstairs and the after-hour joint downstairs in the basement. And that's where I grew up. I was shining shoes when I was 4 years old, 5 years old, outside the pool room. They bought me a shoe shine box. I used to keep my bicycle in the pool room. So I grew up around all that kind of stuff. And music, because my mother gave me her horn, I guess, that she had in high school when I was about 4 years old. She gave me a trumpet. Time going on, we ended up moving from the north side of Chicago where we was living. We had to move because they built Cabrini Green projects. So we moved to the west side. From 7 years old on up, I grew up on the west side. I went to Farragut High School on the west side, 2300 Spalding Avenue. I went to a Catholic elementary school on Central Park and Cermak, 22nd, Cermak 22nd, same street. I went to Catholic school. So my grandma wanted me to know all about God. She had me in Sunday school every Sunday from the time she could take me out. I was at Sunday school every Sunday morning. Then she put me in Catholic school. And in Catholic school, the first class every morning is catechism, which is study of the Bible. So you're going to learn about everybody in the Bible. Jesus being the principal figure. Him, his mother, his family. May they rest in peace. May Allah's mercy be upon them. Now, so I learned that. So when I graduated from 8th grade, I was going to high school. Now all my friends that I went to elementary school, they were going to Catholic high school. I didn't want to go to no Catholic high school because I had trouble, a lot of trouble at that school with some of the students once, and one of the nuns one time. I was in the 7th grade. And there was another nun named Sister Clara Louise. She's a big sister, looked like she could have played football. And she had them rosary beads around her waist, and they was long. She'd be swinging them like this. And I think one time she slapped me. I was doing something bad. But this particular day, in my 7th grade, Sister Mary Clara Louise, I still remember her. The other big sister named Sister Mary Antoine, something like that. So I had to go to the bathroom. So I raised my hand. She didn't like me. She didn't like me. A lot of them didn't like me because I come to school sharp every day. My mama kept me sharp. My mother kept me sharp. Because my mother was going my mother had, boyfriends, give her money, everything. They bought my clothes, all kinds of stuff. I go to school sharp every day. Because in Catholic school, you had to wear a white shirt and tie, all like that every day. But anyway, some of them I feel, now that I'm older, they didn't like that, seeing a little black boy come out the hood like I was something special. I didn't think I was nothing special, nothing like that, but they was taking I feel like that. So I raised my hand, I'm trying to go to the bathroom, and she just gonna ignore me. Keep on, so I got up, I got to go. I'm not gonna embarrass myself and, woo, woo, woo. So I go to the door to go out the door. I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. She said, put your hand down. So I got up and walked to the door. I'm going out the door. She run up behind me and slapped me. I slapped that thing off her head. And I went on, and then I went on down to the bathroom. Now, when I come up out the bathroom, here everybody's standing on the stairs. They want me to come to the office. Well, that was just one experience I had there. So my grandma come up there, and, my grandma told him, you know what my grandma told him. But anyway, I finally graduated. I was an altar boy, a choir boy, all that. So I really learned that, Catholicism. I know all about the Pope in Rome and I know all about all of that. They tried to recruit me to be a priest. My grandma said, oh, no. Yeah, the Knights of Columbus, all that. I know about all that stuff. I used to be with the priest when we served Mass, give the people Holy Communion, all that. We used to drink the wine, the priest leave. I worked with a boy one time. He was an older boy. He was in the 8th grade. Some kids is bad. And when the priest leaves the sanctuary, we be served the last Mass was like at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. He drank the wine. Anyway, I graduate. I go to a trade school in Chicago called Krieger Trade School. Now, the summer that I graduated, I was 13 years old. That summer, in the month of July, I got shot. Seriously shot. It was July, I think it was July. So I was a ball player. I played baseball. I was serious about baseball. I played baseball for real, and I could play. But anyway, we had softball game in the alley behind all the houses. Every street in Chicago got an alley. Well, that's where all the garbage cans, everything at, and the people's garages. But the alley wide. So we play baseball in the alley. We got a basketball hoop back there, everything. So now, it's a boy who was the umpire of the game. He was an older boy named Willie Calloway. Willie Calloway. And Willie Calloway used to carry a gun in his shoe, a Derringer. He used to carry maybe two daggers and another pistol, because the vice lords had caught him one time and beat him up real bad. So I'm from the west side of Chicago, very gang oriented. Your politics had to be right, and you had to know where to be and when not to be where, and all that. So they beat him up real bad. He had a half a lung or one lung or something like that. But he lived. God blessed him to live. But I didn't know nothing about all that back then. He was old enough. But as we got older, we all mingled with the older boys. So he's umpiring the game. So he gave one his pistol to a boy that lived down the street from me named Lemuel. Lemuel's a bad boy. Lemuel stutter when he talks. So now he give Lemuel the gun. So I got two friends. We sitting up on the garage, and they tearing off the roofing paper, throwing and hitting Lemuel upside the head. Pop, playing with it. They play all the time. Leo and Earl, they always playing. So my dear friend, I grew up named Leroy, he was sitting right next to me. So now Liam got the gun. So now Liam pulled the gun out. Start pointing. Who's throwing that shit at me? So now Willie done told Liam ain't no bullets in the gun. Okay, I'm not gonna give you. So now he don't know it's still a bullet in the chamber. And he clicked the gun and shoot me. And I'm sitting just like, and the bullet hit me, bam! Now, my best friend sitting next to me, Leroy Cooks. He had 10 brothers and 4 sisters. We all grew up together. He's sitting right next to me. Now, when the bullet hit me, I don't know I'm shot. I think I'm just still sitting there watching what's going on. I'm up on the garage roof. So I'm sitting up watching. I'm sitting up above third base, like, okay? And so now, I don't know I'm shot, but I hear his voice. It was faint, and it got louder. But first it was just faint. Liam, you shot him. You shot Ronnie. Because everybody called me Ronnie. My name Ronell. Everybody called me Ronnie. So, I don't know I'm shot. I'm just sitting there. So now by me hearing him, now I'm feeling my body something very strange. I'm burning up. I'm on fire. Like I'm in a baker's oven. So, I'm an athlete. From the crack of the bat, partner, listen, I'm on it. So I jumped down off the garage and I'm running in the blind. I got to go between 2 houses, across the alley, through 2 houses I'm living right across the street. I'm running blind. I'm just running from memory. And I'm 13 years old. And so I remember opening my eyes in the middle of the street. I was right over the manhole cover. I'm running. And I look at my hand. In my hand, the blood was thick like ketchup, looked like it was purple. And I'm hollering, Mama, Mama! Everybody on the block hear me. My grandma, she hear me. Everybody in the building come down. Here I come up. Mama, I'm shot. I'm 13 years old. So she grabbed me. We was bad. We was all bad. We was fast. We was grown, but we was young. So she grabbed me and set me down in the doorway, our doorway, inside the little hall. So now I'm burning up, man. I'm so hot, like I said, I feel like I'm in an oven. And so now I keep asking for water. And Miss Martha, my aunt live upstairs, she said, no, don't give him no water. Don't give him no water. Get the cold, wet towel. So they started patting. Now they done call the police, the paddy wagon come. So now everybody, it's like I'm in the bottom of the ocean. Everything done turned deep blue and everybody starts floating. Everybody starts floating around me. Like everybody just starts floating and I'm fading. So the paddy wagon, the police put me on the stretcher. When they brought me out into the sunlight, my hearing came back. My vision came back. And the pain came back. I could feel it. So I had just graduated from Catholic school, things like that, so I knew how to pray. I said my prayers, you know, Catholic prayers and stuff like that, been taught. My grandma said, say your prayer. So they get me to the hospital. So I stay in the hospital about 2 weeks, you know. The bullet missed my heart like that. Real talk, like that. It hit me here and dived straight toward my heart, and right that close to my heart, it turned and came out my back. And I was so little, I ain't weighing nothing shit about 110 pounds. So what? The doctor said if somebody been sitting directly behind you, it would have hit them. It went straight through me. It didn't hit no vital organs, but it did go through my lungs. Well, I get out the hospital, I go to high school. Now I'm in high school. I'm 13, I'm graduating, now I'm going to high school. So first I went to Kriegel Vocational High School on Wood Street in the Medical Center now in Chicago. All boys school. I wanted to be an auto mechanic. So I'm getting mechanic shop. Then I learned drafting and everything. I remember all my teachers. One of them, now I'm just telling my story. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So now, one of my teachers' name was Mr. Andrew, and he used to play with us, talk about our mothers and everything. Boy, did you see my shoes and your mama's closet, all that kind of stuff, right? So one day he asked me a question. I raised my hand. It was science class, and it was something about the planets. And so I raised my hand to answer the question. He said, yeah. What's the answer? I said, that was your mama. Well, we used to have fun. Anyway, one day, this is my first year of high school. One day I walk in the restroom, just after about two months. I walk in the restroom and they shooting dice. I didn't know how to shoot dice. I knew how to play a little pool, but I didn't know how to shoot dice. Man, they got a big dice game going in the restroom, the big boys. Some of them was in my homeroom, Pierre and Charlie, and I still remember them guys. But anyway, I'm just telling my story. So I end up anyway transferring from that school to Farragut High School. Farragut High School is the same school Kevin Garnett went to. And some other great athletes come up out of Farragut on the west side of Chicago. Anyway, I go there because I'm tired of being around all these guys. I want to be around some girls. I like girls. So While at this school, it's a restaurant. Well, not really a restaurant, it's a store. You know, and he sells cigarettes and sandwiches and burgers, and they got a jukebox in there. All the big kids come over there and they dance. They dance. It's big enough where you could dance. Okay, well, and so it was the spot. And I be over there. I cut class. I go over there. I'm hanging out. I love to dance. I love music. You know, I grew up around music. My mama knew. So anyway, the police come through. His name was Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R, Officer Parker. Black man, black police. Cold-blooded ass. I ain't gonna say what I want to say. I ain't gonna say it. I seen him take his club and break it over a boy's forehead one day. Knocked the boy to his knees. Big old boy named Jerome. Never forget it. Right in the middle of the street in front of the restaurant. He come in the restaurant one day, checking IDs. Your class, where you supposed to be? I'm cutting class now. I'm cutting class. So he took me back across the street to the school, up into the teacher's lounge. And then there's a little room in the back. He took me in the room, made me drop my pants. Not my underwear, but my pants. And get down on my knees like I was at the altar finna receive communion. And he beat me in the back of my legs with that club. That's a special wood. That ain't no any kind of wood. Yeah, he beat me in the back of my, hit me hard 9, 10, 11, 12 times. Because I was cutting class. Okay. When I got away from him, I went to my locker. I got all of my stuff. And from that day on, if you come to me talking about school, listen, you take your school in whichever direction you traveling, you take it with you. I went to the street. I was in a gang, all that. Drinking wine every day. I didn't learn how to shoot dice, nah. I'm up on the set where all the players at. I'm hanging out around, couldn't go in the pool when I was still too young, around the pool, up and down the gang. You know, we into gang stuff. We fighting with other gangs in the area. Egyptian cobras, vice lords, Roman saints, all kind of vice lords. All kind of Egyptian cobras. The raw gents, the Roman saints, the Comanches, the Apaches, the Seminoles. That was the culture. So now I'm out there in it. So when my grandfather found out I wasn't going to school, he said, boy, so I told him what happened. I see, my granddaddy could have made something happen, but I really didn't want to tell him I was cutting class and all that. But he said, look, if you ain't gonna go to school, you got to work. Get you a job, and you bring mama some money. Every time you get paid, you bring mama some of that check. Okay, Dad. I ended up working downtown Chicago, Western Union. I learned downtown Chicago, the underground, east, west, north, south, everything. Knew where all the nice clothes and shoes, everything was at. I loved it. Anyway, getting back, I drift. I don't mean to drift. I don't mean to drift. Now, I'm in the street. I'm chasing girls, I'm roller skating, going to the dances and all that, dressing. And so I end up with 3 sons. I was 18 years old. I got 3 sons. 3 sons, 18 years old. So now I got to come away from the gangbanging thing. Because my spirit is telling me, now I got 3 boys. I'm kind of proud of that. I can't be doing this. I'm in and out of jail. I can't be doing this. So the guys in the club, you know, they were kind of, didn't like that I pulled away from them and stuff like that, because everybody liked me, you know what I mean? And, but no, I had to cut that loose. So now, I get into the game. I'm shooting dice, I'm boosting, I'm flim-flamming, you know, I'm getting away with what I can get away with when I can get away with it. In and out of jail. 10 days here, 30 days there, overnight here, overnight there. I'm selling jewelry on the street. Now I'm old enough to go in the pool room. I grew up over pool room. My uncle, my granddaddy's first cousin, my uncle had a pool room. I knew all about pool. So now I'm 17 years old, and the man that owned this pool room, Route 66 is Ogden Avenue, run through Chicago. That's Route 66. Pool room on this side of the street, pool room on that side of the street. The north side and the south side of the street. And the boys off my block, they were hanging out at this pool room over here on the south side of Ogden Avenue, Route 66. So I would go in there. I wasn't old enough to be in the pool room. You're supposed to be 18 years old. I go in there, you know, hang around, woo-woo. Everybody knew me. We all grew up together. They older than me, though. So one day the man that owned the name was Winslow, Mr. Winslow. He said, boy, how old is you? Let me see your ID. So I showed him, I was 17. He said, you can't be in here. I said, Mr. Winslow, I've been coming in here for months. He said, shit, I thought you was a Mexican or something. I don't say nothing to them. There wasn't no Mexicans in our neighborhood. He was just trying to be funny. Because I'm light-skinned, you know. That just rolled off my back. Because I knew who I am. But anyway, I got in the pool room when I was 18, and I started hitting them balls so good, man. I beat all the older boys playing bank. I could hit them. No, I'm talking about I could hit them good. I'm banking 5, 6 balls from the break. Next shot, I'm going out. Ooh, I could hit them. I was drinking that wine, smoking herb. Then everybody started popping and shooting. Guys ODing. All 3 of my cousins that was just, I grew up with, all 3 of them died. My oldest cousin got hooked on that hop. Come to my grandmama's house and stole from her. So as I escalate and traverse the city of Chicago, exposed to all these different things now that I've been exposed to all my life. I got these three children, and I'm not a nice fella, you know. I'm an ugly guy. I'm ugly. And it got to the point where it was something within me. I just started feeling empty. I started feeling kind of empty, and like something was missing. I wasn't happy with myself. The lifestyle had took me so far that the game had took me so far, whereas I was losing my good spirit. My good spirit was dying. I knew I couldn't go to no penitentiary. Now how I look in the penitentiary, you got to be out your mind. I am not going to no penitentiary. So whatever game I did in the street wasn't going to get me nothing but 10 days or something like that. I wasn't going to do no penitentiary. I knew I couldn't be in no pen. But I was sharp. I knew how to do a lot of things with, you know, woo-woo, and I could run. Boy, listen, I could run. Partner, listen, I done got away many times. I could run. Every time I got on first base when I was playing ball, second base was mine. Anyway, things were getting serious. My girlfriend, they all, you know, I ain't about nothing. Always high, always drunk, fighting. I had my own place. I left home at 15. I had my own spot. Had my own spot right on the next block. I had me a room. I had rent 2 rooms. I was doing this and that in the street to pay my rent. So I run across, I'm selling jewelry. I done picked up on another aspect of the game. I'm selling jewelry, you know. And so, it's a place in Chicago, Maxwell Street, we call it Jewtown. Because all the shops, Jews, that was their business, where they had all their business areas. A lot of their businesses, tailor shops. They had all the shop clothes. All the players in Chicago went through Jewtown. They had all the shop clothes. All kind of stuff. And that's where you go buy your jewelry and stuff like that. So now, I'm fast. I'm 17, 18 years old. I'm 19 years. I'm fast. I'm real fast. I got more game than the Harlem Globetrotters. Me and everybody I know. But you realize every time you look around, somebody done got killed. All three of my cousins got killed. People I grew up with getting killed. People I grew up with ODing. Guys that was the sharpest boy in the whole neighborhood. The sharpest boy in the neighborhood. All the girls loving all the boys tried to emulate him. Sleeping in an empty apartment, hands swole up, big as boxing gloves, feet swole up, shooting that hot. Boys riding in El Capolaros and El Dorados and Deuce in the quarters and all that. Now they sleeping in empty apartments. Looking bad. I'm looking at all this. So now, as I go down Jewtown, I go down there buy clothes, and now I'm in the jewelry game. Okay, I see the Muslim brothers down there, but I used to see the Muslim brothers over on the west side too. They had a restaurant, what they call a steak and take, because I was living in a music school. Yeah, I was living in a music school because I got into music. I get to that. So I used to go there. I like those vegetarian sandwiches and fish sandwiches, all the stuff they had. Now when I'm down Jewtown, they be on different corners. So I go to Steak and Take, get something to eat. They out front, selling the newspaper. Muhammad Speak. Muhammad Speak is on the street. So now, by this time, I'm a revolutionary. I'm in the Black Power movement. I'm back to Africa. That's where I'm at now. I done come out the game. I still sell a little jewelry, but now I'm revolutionary. We had an organization called Our People's Enterprise. It was based on astrology, Black Aquarius, Black Uranus, Black Sagittarius, Black Taurus, woo woo woo. It called, everybody had certain characteristics to help us build what we trying to build. Anyway, we hooked up. We Pan-Africanists. We following the tradition of Marcus Garvey. These people, I meet them because I'm smoking. I go around, that's why I go, you know what I mean? So I meet them, and this is what they kicking. And it was real interesting because you go down in their place, and they had them black lights. And then they had all these posters on the wall. Black Sagittarius, Black Aquarius, all these different kind of pictures on the wall, this and that, music playing. And so, I'm out my neighborhood, you know, I'm into music now, so I'm moving around. So I'm still living at the music school. I get hooked up with these people. Now I'm revolutionary. Because at that time, the music, the last poets, I'm gonna tell you, the last poets, John Coltrane, Pharoah Sanders, Archie Shepp, Ornette Coleman, Max Roach, or wife, I can't call her name, she sang. People was into a black consciousness now. This is the black consciousness era. We just come out the civil rights era. So all the players and the gangsters and all that in the street, they wasn't too much about getting spit on and shot at and beat up and all like that. But we all loved Dr. King. We loved, my grandma went to the March on Washington. My grandma went, her church, all of them went. But we wasn't about that getting spit on and all that kind of stuff like that, you know. But when the revolutionary thing came around, a lot of the street people turned to that. I did. Back to Africa movement. So I go through all that. I end up in jail in Kingston, Jamaica. Okay? Me and my partners, the group, we selling dashikis. We making dashikis. We making long garments for women. He's sewing, I'm cutting the patterns. I got the patterns, I'm cutting woo-woo, he's sewing. We in business. Oh man. We knocking $600-700 a week. That was good money then. We selling dashikis, we go hit all the spots where we could sell, you know. And so there's a lot of spots, Chicago, you know. One time we was in Gary, Indiana, because we had got us a house in Gary, Indiana. We had a business in Gary, Indiana also. We drive from Chicago to Gary, Indiana. One day we roll up on this big event in Gary, Indiana. All these people standing outside. So now we got all this Black Power paraphernalia. Posters and red, black, and green flags. We make all that. We do silk screen. We silk screen Angela Davis. We silk screen Kwame Nkrumah. We silk screen Marcus Garvey. We selling posters. We selling oils and incense. You know, that's where we at. And we selling some other things too. But anyway, we roll up on this spot in Gary. And so I said, well, what's going on here? They said, that's the Jackson family in there. I said, oh, the Jackson family? They said, yeah. That's when they were still living in Gary. I ain't Jackson, okay. I think we sold a few dashikis around there. Maybe a couple flags. Then we had whoop on Chicago, whoop. So back and forth now. Okay, I'm getting to it. So now I'm encountering all of this I'm experiencing all of these things at a young age. I didn't have no brothers and sisters. I was my mother's only child. My grandmama and them raised me. I was raised by old people. I thought like old people. I thought like old people thought, because that's who raised me. I thought like they thought. That's how I survived in the street. My granddaddy told me, be a lone wolf. You don't need to run with nobody, especially if you're doing wrong. If you're doing wrong, you got to be by yourself. You can't be with nobody and you doing wrong. Don't lead your friend into wrong. Don't let your friend lead you into wrong. And if you do wrong by yourself, because your friend might tell on you. You might tell on him. But anyway, all this is in me. And I'm seeing the Muslim brothers down here with the paper. Muhammad Speak newspaper. And I get a paper, I start looking at the cartoons is what got me, really. Cartoons, man. Old paper, you get an old Muhammad Speak newspaper and look at them cartoons, man. Anyway, I'm wearing turban. I'm turban down, dashiki down. Got on blue jeans or khakis. I'm wearing sandals. Got my bag over my shoulder. Back in here, Revolution carrying bags on, you know. So look, me and the Muslim brother, we exchanged. You know, I said, well, man, y'all so black, this and that. Why you don't wear no dashikis? Why you don't wear no African garb? He said, well, our people look at the white man as being the authority in the land. So we want to show them that we are an authority also. This is why we dress like this. We're authority in the land just like they're authority in the land. We're professional just like they're professional. We like to wear suits and get sharp just like they do. You know, it was like that. So I didn't say nothing else to them, but I take the paper, read the paper, woo, woo. So now, September 1972, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was speaking on what they call the theology of time. Omar Gaddafi had gave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad $2.1 million or something like that, to buy this big Greek Orthodox church. It was beautiful. If you ever see Minister Farrakhan on YouTube from Mosque Mariam, that's the place I'm talking about. So now, I'm going down Jewtown, you know, woo-woo, and so they handing out these flyers come with. So I said, well, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and see, I'm gonna go. Cause now I'm feeling empty inside. I know I'm on thin ice and at the edge of the cliff. I'm gonna get killed. People's looking for me. Police looking for me. People looking for me. I done took people's money. I done did this and did that. I ain't fool with no women though. I ain't none of that. No, I ain't did none of that kind of stuff. No. I always had me a girlfriend. I always had respect for girls. I didn't do no bad things to no girls. My grandma told me. She made sure that I understood that. But I did mistreat my son's mother. I did. I feel so bad. Sometimes when I pray, it bothers me so bad I tear up. How I used to be. So crazy, drunk off that wine. I pray Allah forgive me.
Amen. Might forgive us all, huh?
Anyway, because I used to fight all the time. I used to fight. I had to fight. Plus, I was the only child. So I had to fight. So I ran with the people that ran things. That's who I ran with. I ain't have no brothers and sisters. They was my brothers and sisters. But anyway, the flyers say be at this certain point on the west side, Roosevelt and Central Park, and the University of Islam school bus is gonna pick you up. Different parts of the city area, their bus would pick you up. Yeah. Okay, so on the west side, the part of the west side where I lived in the Lundale area, what they call Lundale area. I'm off 19th and Spalding. Douglas Park, the Lundale area. Anyway, the bus on Roosevelt said, I get up there, and one of my dear friends that we grew up together, he up there, Chaka up there, Chaka into the African thing, you know, he woo-woo all that. And you know, we kicks it. We kick it, we be in the hood, we kick it. And so I see him up there. And wasn't nobody up there but him. Then a lady came, a girl came. Okay, nobody else came. So now the three of us on this great big school bus. So now we west side Chicago and west side Chicago. I don't have never no reason to go to the south side. The south side is more middle class, and people's it's beautiful. You know, the Museum of Science and Industry is out there, and then, you know, and the south side is right on the lake. If you're on the east side of the area, right on, so we go the scenic route, man, down around the lake. You go through downtown, around the lake, woo. The whole experience just nice. Go through the park out there in Jackson Park, not Jackson Park, but no other park. Anyway, we get to the temple. This the building that Gaddafi bought. It's beautiful. They done put a star and a crescent up at the top. Painted the dome gold. They done decorated inside the gold and the Islamic designs and stuff. And so all the men had on these blue military uniforms, FOI. The little brothers, all the brothers. Then some of the brothers had on suits. They were sharp, they had on suits. It reminded me of like the German Gestapo and the soldiers. You know, the Gestapo, they be in suits and leather coats, and then the soldiers, anyway, they search you. They search you, make a long story short, they search you, do a thorough search. They found stuff I had been looking for. I ain't in my pants. Anyway, we get inside, so they take us right up front. That Honorable Elijah Muhammad is up in the pulpit. Now, man, this is a heck of an experience, brother. Here on the left is like about 300 sisters up in this balcony in pure white. Every one of them got on white, veil white, white dresses, white gloves. Then you look over here to the right, you see all the brothers in the military uniform and stuff. The brothers in suits. And so now, the brother, he take us all the way to the front. We sit down. Hear the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaking. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had bronchitis, heavy. At certain times of the year, I guess, maybe something. But if you really weren't used to the terminology and used to his voice, you would miss quite a bit of, for me, exactly what he was saying. At least I don't remember. I heard the high points. I heard the high points, what he said, woo woo. And then the brothers at that time with what they call bear witness. That's right. Teach, dear holy apostle. Teach. Teach that truth. That's right. You know. Woo woo. And so, overall, now, he up here on the pulpit. Now, it's like an altar. It's not an altar, but it's a railing that separates that that part of the temple where the dignitaries and stuff may sit, you know. And it's 12 brothers, like in the Egyptian pyramid, in the FOI uniform. It's 12 brothers looking this way. Then it's 12 brothers looking this way. And they're not sitting directly in front of each other. They're sitting in between. Well, he could look in between them two, and he could look in between us two, sitting in the crack. 24 brothers. Now, the brothers that's facing the audience, the brothers that's looking at them, they got their backs to the audience. Now, if he see me make any kind of move, like I see something in the audience, boom, everybody pop up, bang, boom, and turn around. Oh, it was something to see, bro. It was something to see. I never seen black people. I never seen us on that kind of level, like organized, that kind of level like that. Nobody smoking, drinking, everybody so polite, woo, woo, woo. So I said, well, man, now I'm lost. I'm living downtown in the YMCA hotel. I done beat some people out some money in the hood. I got to get out the hood. I'm living downtown at the YMCA. I had got me a job. I'm working for Kroger Supermarket up on the south side. So now I go here. I'm trying to straighten up. I'm trying to quit smoking cigarettes. I'm trying to quit drinking. I'm trying, you know, to correct myself. I got these three little boys. Now, the revolutionary movement I'm in decide we're gonna hit the road, go to Texas. I ain't go. I stayed in Chicago. So now my partner, he sent for me, he called me, and he want me to bring him a whole lot of oils and incense and stuff like that. Ship it to him or either come to Texas. Now I'm a traveler, I love to travel. Anyway, I go, long story short, had to hurry up and get out of Texas. Make a long story short. To make a long story short, had to hurry up and get out of Texas. Okay, come up out of Texas, month of December, right after my birthday, December 5th. Come up out of Texas, flying. We go across the border into a town called Acuna, Mexico, border town. We go to the barber shop downtown. It's a little border town, man. Donkeys coming down the street, horses, pulling carts. They selling that corn on the stick, put paprika on it and all that kind of stuff like that. Woo woo. Like we went back in time into an Indian village. I'm digging all this, man. I'm 20, 21 years old. We got all these dashikis. We got silk. We got sweatshirts with pictures of Malcolm, Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, Angela Davis. We selling all this stuff to the Mexicans. They buying it. Anyway. We stayed there about 3 weeks. We had so many pesos. Oh man, we had so many. Come to find out, it take about 16 pesos to make a quarter. Something like that. But we had all these pesos, so we took them back downtown to the barber shop guy. He traded the money. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, now we hit the road. We're headed for LA. Oh man, I'm excited, man. Ooh, I'm so glad to get up out of Texas. So we headed for LA. My partner lived in LA before. He got a brother in there. He's 47 years old. I'm 21, 22. He's sharp. He loved Malcolm. He looked like Malcolm. He done went to DeFry School for Electronics. Plus he done studied hypnosis and all this kind of stuff. Positive suggestion, all this kind of stuff. He the one really turned me out on how to drive on the road. Anyway, we go through San Diego. Bam! So glad to hit California, man. San Diego was so beautiful as we was coming down through that, and we were right on the road where the ocean was. And it looked so, I'm from the west side of Chicago. I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto. I'm looking at all this. God is guiding me. God guiding me. So, we get to LA. We get to LA like about the week before New Year. We get to LA right around Christmas time. We homeless. We sleeping in the car. We got money, so we get us a room. Got a room not far from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, where the Rams and all them play now. Anyway, I used to walk by there and look in that big old place. And we hooked up with some people on 47th and Broadway in Los Angeles called the Malcolm X Center. We hooked up with them. And that's where we would go every day. We'd go there. I think I was working there for something like that. They had a program. I met all them nice brothers there, man. It was so cool. And we stayed there in LA. We met some people. Anyway, we ended up hightailing it. To make a long story short, Oh yeah, LA was beautiful, man. Wonderful experiences in LA. I got to talk about this. Okay, New Year's come. Now my partner, he said, look, we need some money. We're going to go buy some peanuts and we're going to sell them at the Rose Bowl parade. Now I'm a hustler. I'm a salesman. I'm going to make me no different what you guys eat. Okay. So we go get the peanuts. We buy about 4 big boxes of peanuts and we tiptoe with about 3. We just work. We work for about 2 days bagging them up, putting them in the peanut bag. So now when we get to the Rose Bowl parade, I'll never forget it. New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, early that morning, the star and the crescent was in the sky in perfect order. I had never saw it before like that. I never really paid attention, but I had never saw it before like that. Perfect order. I'm in Pasadena, California. All right, people sleeping everywhere. They waiting on this parade to have me up there like 3:30 in the morning. So now, I had a box that I had put 2 holes in and a rope around my neck and fixed the box, tied a knot in where it wouldn't slip out. Now it's full of peanuts. Now I go to the street that they coming down. People, oh man, so many people. And I'm walking down the sidewalk. The parade haven't got down this far yet. The parade's still maybe like 3-4 blocks down. Ain't got down this far yet. It's early, it's just started. So I'm walking down the sidewalk. Peanuts, 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 peanuts. These all white folks, right? They're looking at me. Peanuts, peanuts. I got on dashiki jeans. Peanuts, woo, woo, woo. Okay. Ain't nobody buying no peanuts. I got out in the street where the parade gonna come down. I ain't getting in the middle of the street. I got on the street right there where I'm close to the people. I start singing. I got the peanuts, I got them. I know you thought I wasn't coming, but I got the peanuts. Man, listen, I sold all the peanuts. Went back to the car and got some more. I saw my partner, he hadn't sold too much. Anyway, now, we hook up with some people because we Pan-Africanists. We want to go to Africa. So now my partner, what we supposed gonna do, we gonna go to Liberia. That's where we gonna go first. To make a long story short, we go to Jamaica. I'm in Jamaica for 7 months. I'm playing my horn, all kinds of stuff. Now, my partner somehow get tricked back to Miami with this Jamaican dude. They supposed to bring some weed over to this other place. I ain't going. They didn't want me to go nowhere. Cool. So he get busted. Now I'm in Jamaica by myself. The girl that went with us, she hooked up with a boy. They live in what they call Trench Town, by Tima. She was light skinned like me. We went for brother and sister. She was cool. She was out of Detroit. Beautiful sister. We met her in LA. We became good friends. Anyway, she went with us over there. Then the other boy paid for everything, paid for our trip over there, everything. He worked in Hollywood. Him and his wife fell out, so he wanted to split. So he wanted to go to Jamaica for a while. That's how we went. Anyway, I ended up in jail in Jamaica. I was destitute. I couldn't take care of myself. The people took care of me. I just happened to be in a position where I was around some nice people, took care of me, man. I got so sick over there drinking that 150 proof rum. But God sent angels to help me. They helped me. Fed me, made sure I ate every day and stuff like that. So it was a boy called a DC, a district constable, what they call it. And he was like an ambassador. He go through the hood, seeing what's up, He worked with the police. He wasn't no snitch or nothing like that, but whatever it was, that's what he did. And he used to tell me, because they used to call me Jupiter. That was my name, Jupiter, in the revolutionary thing. Earth, Wind, and Fire used to come down to the spot and buy weed from us. And they made that song, Jupiter. And I think they were singing about me, because we used to talk astrology to them. My name is Jupiter. I'm from the galaxy or something like that. Anyway, I'm in jail. I go to jail. I'm illegal in the country. So he keep telling me, you suffering, you don't have to go through this, turn yourself in. Because I was on a 30-day visa. I stayed over there 7 months, going on 8. He said, we'll fix it where you can go back home. So I'm about ready to go back home. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go back home. I'm tired, So now, one of the police took a liking to me. When I turned myself in at the jail, I went and turned myself in. All I had with me was my horn and an extra little shirt I had. And I had on sandals. Anyway, they locked me up for being illegal in the country. They locked me up for being illegal in the country. So I was able to make a call once a week to the American Embassy. Now while I'm in there, they killed a guy. They stoned one guy, I think, almost to death.
Let's go.
So now, I was different. I was different than most of the prisoners, because I'm American. You know how that is when you're in a foreign country, you're American. Oh. So now, they took my horn and my little shirt I had in a little paper bag. Because I figure I'm listening to what my buddy is telling me, that they'll hold me for a little while, then they're going to fix it and everything where they can send me back to America. So I'm thinking I'll be able to go back to the house where I'm staying, 5 Wellington Street, Kingston, Jamaica. 5 Wellington Street, Kingston, Jamaica, where I was staying. Orange Street on one end, North Street on the other end. Yeah, I used to go to Coronation Market. I never seen a dice game like that. I saw it at Coronation. Boy, they had them machetes out and hooping and hollering, all shooting them dice. Boy, listen. I'm gonna get back to the jail thing. But then Jamaica was like going back in time, like I had went back to Africa. 200-300 years back or something, cause they was walking, them women were walking with stuff on their head, 2 bags in both hands, baby on her back, and might have a baby hanging in the front. Oh man, it was something to see. And how the women, they took care of their house, how they get down on the floor and polish their floors, them wooden floors, kept the house so nice. Where I was living, 5 Wellington Street, it's fenced in. But once you come in the gate, it's like 6 different dwellings there. And then in the back, in the left-hand corner back there, was like a community kitchen for anybody who wanted to use it or go in there and eat and stuff like that. Yeah. So one of the people that lived in the yard had all the music from America. the Dell, the Stylistics, the Bloodstone, the Temptation, woo, woo, woo. He be playing that music, woo. Anyway, the other boy lived in the back, named Dookie, had a wife named Queenie. They had 2 beautiful little twin girls. They took care of me. They made sure I eat. When I got sick from drinking that 150 proof rum, they went and got this Christian minister. He was a doctor too. And I went and stayed at his house. I went and stayed at his house for almost a week. I was messed up. But anyway, now I'm in jail. I had a wonderful experience. One boy used to come visit me. He used to always take me. We get milk and oats. When he get off work, he come get me. They all looked out for me. It was good. I played my horn. Now, one boy named was Baba. He told me he was going to hook me up with Bob Marley. You got to understand, this was in the early 70s. Michael Manley was the prime minister. They was putting people in jail left and right. If you got caught with a bullet, it was life. They was not playing. They get to shooting at night sometimes. I'm running across the roof of the houses. All that. Okay, now, I have turned myself in. I'm ready to go back home. I'm eating curry, golden peas and rice, all that. Plantain, all that stuff I had never ate before, Guinness and stuff. Yeah. And the police will come and get me and let me come downstairs in the evening time and blow my horn, play my horn. They liked it. I didn't know how to play a lot of songs. I could sing like Louis Armstrong real good. I had a very good impersonation of Louis Armstrong's voice. Hello, Dolly. This is Louis, Dolly. And I used to knock them out with that. I used to could do, I can't do it no more. My throat, I can't do it no more like as good. And I could play a little bit of it. Then I could play Bill Withers' song, Ain't No Sunshine When She Gone. I could play that all the way through. Then I could play Summertime real good. That was the first song I ever learned. Anyway, the man who was over all the police, the chief of the police, he come by to inspect the jail. He was a little short man, had on one of them kind of white helmets, had on short pants with that like a little whip, little stick in his hand. Come by, look. And when he got to my cell, he stopped. And the officer that used to come let me play my horn was with him. And he said, "That the boy?" He said, "Yeah, that's him." Oh, okay. Ooh. They kept on going. So then Officer Talbot, he came back and told me, say, "We're going to take you to United Airlines to arrange for you a ticket back to the U.S." I had been calling the American Embassy to no result. I was talking to some man, but one day I called, I think about the 3rd time I called, I got his secretary. She was a Jamaican lady. And I cried to her. I'm up in this jail, man. Now, I'm in the cell with all foreigners. Now, it's 3 guys in my cell from Santo Domingo. They got drunk and got in some trouble and got locked up, and the boat left them. All right. Now, it's 3 boys in there that's Jamaican. This is when I first went in the cell. It's 3 boys from Jamaica. One boy's name was Lance. One boy's name was Scotcher. That's what they call him, Scotcher. And then the other boy, the bigger of all of them, kind of big old boy, I forget his name. They was in the cell too. And later on, when they took the big old boy out, put him in another cell, and then another Jamaican guy came in there. Okay, now, these guys from Santo Domingo, they raise a lot of hell in the cell all the time. If they ain't arguing with each other, they arguing with one of the Jamaicans. And they kind of tough too. Something like one fight. Woo. So when I come in the cell, the first hour, but really the first 30 minutes, you know how it is when you go in jail. You know, you getting checked as soon as you walk in the door. Okay, my play sister, Batima, the girl I said went over there with us, she had gave me a gold chain, and I had it on. I ain't but 5'4.5". You see what I'm saying? But I come from a culture and from a neighborhood where no, you're not gonna do nothing to me. I don't care who you is. Now you think I'm playing? Okay. Now, when I go in there and sit down, I sit down on the bench. Okay? It's 2 beds here, 2 beds there, 2 beds here, 2 beds there. Something like that. I sit down on the little iron bench. You know, he moved over, so I sat down right by the door. I can't move. So, hey, bro, hey, hi. You know, hey, how you doing? Where you from? Woo, oh, you from America? Woo. So the boy sitting right next to me is the one named Scotcher. Kind of tall, brown skin, look taller than me. Everybody taller than me. All right. I don't know, he must have been about 5'7". So, I like the chain, man. Can I see the chain? I said, no. I said, this, my sister gave me this. It's very special. I don't never take it off. I always wear it. Oh, let me see the chain, man. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. I just want to see the chain. So it kept on. So I took the chain off. And I handed it to him. And he put it on. Now, as soon as he put it on, he said, I like to keep. As soon as he said, I snatched it off his neck. Shout! And I was trembling. I looked at him. And I looked around the cell. They were all in a trance. They couldn't believe what just had happened. I snatched it so fast, I didn't even touch his skin. Chow! And I'm looking at him. Okay, all right. So now the boy over here sitting on the bench across, his name was Lance. He was bigger than this boy, but his name was Lance. And he said, Scotch, and you leave the boy alone. Woo, woo, woo. And so he said, now I'm upset. And he said, man, let me fix it. Cause the class, when I snatched it off his neck, the class had bent, the class, you know, the little hook. So he took it, and he fixed it for me. You know what I mean? He fixed it for me. Yeah. And so that was that. Yeah. And so now, these boys from Santo Domingo, oh shit, they always raising hell and then woo woo. So the big old boy leave, then another Jamaican dude come in the cell. And him and them, they get into it dang near every day. Oh man. It mess. And so couple times I played like I was sick, so I didn't have to be bothered with nobody. But finally, I talked to the black lady at the American Embassy, and I cried to her. And apparently, she got in her boss' ear, and then when the big man came through checking the jailhouse move, they said, yeah. So Officer Talbot, they took me to United Airlines. And United Airlines, they gave me a waiver on my signature that once I got back, I would pay them back the airfare, pay them back the ticket that I owed them. All good. So now they tell me they sending me to Miami. I said, no, in my mind, I said, oh, Miami? I want to go to Chicago. I want to go home, right? I can't say nothing. You feel me? I'm not going to say nothing. Miami, okay. You know what I mean? I know how to survive. Boom. I don't say, so take me back to the jail. No, matter of fact, they didn't even take me to the jail. I didn't even go back to the jail. That was the end of jail. I had been up in there about 35 days. That was the end of jail. I never went back to that jail, but they wouldn't take me to my place, 5 Wellington Street, to get my things. Because we used to make dashikis and stuff. We had dashikis there, material, and all kinds of stuff there. You know what I mean? But anyway, took me to the airport. I'll never forget it. It was on a Sunday, September 11th. It was 1970, what year was it? 1973. 1973. Yeah, September 1973. So now, no, 74. It was 74. Because I was gone from home. I was on the road for 2 years. I left in 72. I didn't get back till late 74. Anyway, I get to Miami International Airport. I got my little bag, my shirt, and my horn. So now they gave me a few dollars. They gave me about $22, something like that. That's all. And so when I get to the airport, okay, now I see the cabs line. I go to the cab driver, white cab driver. I said, look, I'm not from here. I say, could you take me into the black area, into the black community part of town? And he looking at me up and down. You know, I kind of looked kind of tattered, to say the least. But anyway, he said, well, look, what you do, you go over here and you catch the number so-and-so bus, and it'll take you to Overtown. Overtown. That's in the heart of the black community, or so in Miami, one of them anyway. Okay, I go over here, the bus comes, and so when I get on the bus, there's a brother already on the bus. He's sitting all the way in the back, and I always like to sit in the back, so I go back there, and so he checking me out, you know. Said, man, how you doing? I said, I'm all right. He said, he said, man, he looking at me, you know what I mean? I got on sandals and stuff. Clothes I've been in jail wearing the last 30 days, 35 days. So, man, he said, well, where you coming from, man? I said, I just got out of jail in Jamaica. He said, you just got out of jail in Jamaica? Nigga, what you doing in jail in Jamaica? I said, well, it's a long story, brother. Long story. And so he pulled out a half pint of Seagram 7. My auntie used to drink Seagram 7. Oh, she used to stay low, y'all see. I ain't gonna, all that'll be in my book. But anyway, he pulled out a half pint of Seagram 7. I said, man, here, get you a little hit of this, man. You need you a little hit. I said, no, I say, I used to drink, but I'm stopped drinking because I'm finna become a Muslim. Muslim? He said, Muslim? He said, I see them. I'm gonna tell you just what he said. He said, I see them niggas everywhere. They always trying to sell me something. They selling pies and socks and eggs and fish. So he said, well, man, where you trying to go? I say, I'm trying to go to I'm trying to find Muhammad's temple. He said, well, Muhammad Ali got a restaurant, such and such and such, in Overtown. Oh, second time I'm hearing about Overtown. Got a restaurant over in Overtown, Muhammad Ali. So, okay. He said, you get off here and you catch this bus, woo, woo, woo. All right, so I get off, and I'm standing on the bus stop. It's like about 11 o'clock at night. I'm standing on the bus stop. I take my horn, hide behind the bench. I don't want nobody, you know, try to maybe take my horn, nothing like that. So now, a 62 fishtail convertible Cadillac pulled up in front of me. I'm on the bus stop by myself. So the dude driving, he been down, cause I'm on the passenger side, and And he said, man, little man, where you going, man? If you going this way for that bus fare, I'll take you. So I'm checking him out. I'm checking him out. Hey, what? I'm checking him out. But he looked solid. He said, where you trying to go? I said, well, man, I'm not from here. I'm trying to find Muhammad Ali restaurant. I was going to Muhammad Ali restaurant. He said, Muhammad Ali restaurant? Muhammad Ali ain't got no restaurant in Miami. I said, well, that's what... He said, no, man, Muhammad Ali ain't got no restaurant in Miami. He said, well, where you trying to go, man, other than that? I said, well, I'm really looking for Muhammad's temple. He said, then he really looked down out the window. Muhammad's temple? I said, yeah. He said, well, look, my name Brother Luther X. Come on, I'm going to take you right there. I got in with him. He took me right to the temple in Miami. Beautiful building. Beautiful building they had. And so I'm walking down the street called you go in through like the side. And I see about 5 or 6 brothers standing down there by the gate. So I had to walk down, a nice little distance, maybe like a 4th of a block. And as I'm walking up on them, I got my horn. I got my horn in my hand and my little bag with my shirt in it. So now they all turning around looking at me because they see I'm coming right to them. So the tallest one among them, Brother James, Brother James, he was the captain. I didn't know at the time. Woo, woo, woo. Brother James, tall, dark-skinned brother. And so he said, now I'm right up on him now, so they all looking at me. And he said, yeah, he said, brother, yes, brother, can we help you? I said, yeah, I come to join up with y'all. Now, I had already seen Honorable Elijah Muhammad in Chicago 2 years earlier. And I filled out a card then that I accepted. You know what I mean? But I was still ripping and running. Okay, so now I'm here, and he said, well, where you coming? Where you coming from, little brother? He said, do you live here? I said, no, I'm from Chicago. Then when I said Chicago, they all looked at each other. It said, Chicago? He said, well, you a member of the nation? I said, no, but I filled out a card and I want to join. So he said, well, where you stay? You live here, man? I said, no, I just got out of jail in Kingston, Jamaica. Then they all really looked at each other. And he looked back at me and he said, well, what you trying to do? I said, well, I need somewhere to stay for the night. I said, it's big backyard. I said, could I just sleep back here for the night? Sit over there and just sleep back here for the night? Because I don't know nothing about Miami. He said, well, I'm like 23 years old. He said, well, we can't let you sleep back there because some of the other brothers, security patrol, come by and see you back there, and then they'll call the police on you. You have a lot of trouble. He said, so what you could do? He said, he pointed me in the direction. He said, you go this way, and when you get so far, boom, you get to this street, you turn right, and you go downtown Miami, and you can stay all night in the Greyhound station. Just tell them you're catching the bus out the next morning. You can go down here and sit in the chair and sleep like that. All right, here I go. Told me make sure I come back Wednesday night, because they have meetings every Wednesday night, every Wednesday evening, every Friday evening, and every Sunday. Okay. So I go, I'm walking down, I see downtown Miami. I can see it now, I see it, the skyline. I'm walking downtown. So okay, now I'm in a strip, I'm on the stroll, I'm on the strip where everything is going on. Ain't number of hotels and clubs and stuff. Mostly like Cubans and black peoples. And I see white peoples too, but it's that kind of set. Women's is walking, okay? Now, I walk down so far, I got to go a little ways now. So, but I see where I'm going, and the weather's so nice, so nice. So I'm just walking, you know what I mean? I'm so glad to be out of that jail. I'm thinking about going get how I'm figuring out how I'm gonna do, what moves I got to make, what I got to do, what. And so now as I'm walking, I go by this one little motel, and it's Cuban brother standing outside. He's the security guard. He got on a brown uniform, brown cap, woo, woo, woo. And he said, "Hey, little man, you a trumpet man?" He saw my horn case. I said, "Yeah." He said, "I know Freddie Hubbard. Every time he come to Miami, he come see me." Now, when he say Freddie Hubbard, I stop. Because Freddie one of the people, you know, I idolize in the music world, you know. And so he started talking. He said, "Man," because he looking at me now. He see I'm tired. Woo, woo, woo. I got on clothes. I done slept in the jail for the last 35 days. Okay. He looking at me. He said, "Well," he said, "Man, what you trying to do? Where you going? What you doing?" I said, "I just got out of jail in Kingston, Jamaica." So, woo. He said, "Well," he said, "Man, you need help, man." He said, "Look, you go inside there and sit on the couch. Nice look." But I sat in the chair, nice, comfortable chair, covered real nice. I went and sat in the chair. He outside standing in front. So I went on inside, sat in the chair. Yeah, hey. I fell asleep. I must have slept a couple hours, 2-3 hours. Then he woke me up, you know what I mean? He said, "Look, little man, this is what you gotta do." He said, "It's a place down here where you could rent a room for $12 a day." He said, "Now, it's another place, day labor place, where you can go, but you got to get there 5 o'clock in the morning, and they'll send you out on the job. Long as you there by 5, get on that list, they'll send you out on the job. And you get paid about $25, $40, depending on what kind of job you get." So I'm listening to him. You know, I know about day labor. I done did all that kind of hustling in Chicago coming up. Okay. I get the room. He give me $20. I get the room. It's a Woolworth across the street. I go to the Woolworth and buy me a little pair of pants, work pants, and a little shirt and some shoes. You know them kind of shoes they sell at Woolworth and stuff like that, maybe $6 shoe. Cause I still got the little money from Jamaica. Next morning, I'm at the day labor partner. Look, I'm there. They send me out on the job. Woo, I come make the money. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, now this is Monday. Tuesday, same thing. Day labor. Woo. Come back. Woo. Now it's Wednesday. Uh-oh. Now I'm going to the temple. Wednesday night. I'm going to be there. I go back to Woolworth. I get me a nice white shirt and buy me another little pair of pants. And I'm at the temple. So now when I get to the temple, I see the captain. Oh man, so I go into the meeting, and the minister's name was Henry, Brother Minister Henry, who became Minister Najee out of I think he was out of the Bronx, New York. Yeah, he used to run with Malcolm. He was the minister in Miami. Okay, I listened to the meeting, all that, everything, you know, woo. And so now after the meeting, they got a full cafeteria down in the basement. I go down there, the sister that cooked named Sister Charlene had a husband named Brother Solomon. I still remember them peoples. To this day, I thank God Almighty for them peoples. I'm on the road, far from home. I ain't scared. God guiding me. Okay, I eat so good. Oh, Lord. So now the captain tell me there's a brother named Brother James gonna come to the Friday night meeting, and they're gonna hook me up with him, and he's gonna give me a job and a place to stay and everything. He live out in what they call West Hollywood, Florida, a place called Carver's Ranch. Okay. I go back to the Friday night meeting. I'm still going day labor. Whoop. I come back to the Friday night meeting. Brother James, he don't show. So captain done hooked me up with a brother named Ronnie. Brother Ronnie sell fish. Now I find out about the restaurant that guy was telling about. No, the community had a restaurant on 2nd Street in Overtown. It wasn't Muhammad Ali restaurant, it was the Muslims restaurant. And they was serving fish. They was selling that fish. They was cooking that fish, selling it. Yeah, it was good. Everybody was going there too. Anyway, we work in the streets in Miami selling fish. People buy it. You know, in Miami, it's kind of different culture. Okay, finally Sunday come, whoop, I meet Brother James. All right, after the meeting, I eat downstairs and everything, and talking. Captain hooked me up with Brother James. Okay, so now me and him, we riding out into like the suburbs, West Hollywood, Florida. All right, I'm liking how I'm feeling, you know, and so he give me $100 bill. We going to this big shopping mall. Nice, big shopping mall. I wasn't used to going in the shopping mall. But anyway, we went in this big shopping mall. He gave me $100 bill. He parked the car. He said, look, you go in there and you get you some work clothes. Buy you some work boots, some work pants, and work shirts. Okay, get you some gloves, work gloves. Okay, I go in there, do just what he say. I come back with the stuff. I hand him his change. He said, no, you keep that in your pocket. So now he take me to this place. Now we're in Carver's Ranch, West Hollywood, Florida. He take me to the place, this building that he owned, where he keep all his tools. He do all kind of work. He do roofing work. He do carpentry. He do all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? He good at it too. He do a little electrical. All right. It's a house, and it's got 2 bedrooms in it. And like in the kitchen area is where he keep all his got tools and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody cooking nothing like that. But now there's another apartment right in the front, and a lady got that. She make drapes, she make curtains and stuff. That's her, you know what I mean? So now I'm in the. I got his wife sent clean linen, nice blanket, woo, and everything. Got the bed fixed so nice for me and all that. Oh man. So now, the next day he come get me. We going to work. I did all kinds of stuff. We did roofing work. It was a great big project going up toward Fort Lauderdale. All the contractors was up there doing different kind of stuff, building these houses stuff. Oh, we stayed busy. Then he had all kind of personal accounts and stuff. So some people live on Biscayne Boulevard. Some Jewish people. Biscayne Boulevard, I've never been there. He took me, oh man, Biscayne Boulevard, man, where all these rich people live and stuff like that. So I had to wash all the windows in this family's house. And I did a real good job. They fed me lunch and everything. And then they paid me nice. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they throw me out. And then certain time, James, he came back and got me. You know what I mean? He didn't bother me about the money or nothing. And as time went on, so now I'm in Miami about 2 months. And so I go to the meeting, and Lieutenant Gene, Brother Gene, he's lieutenant, the first lieutenant. He come and got me. He said, the captain want to talk to you. So I'm in the cafeteria eating, me and James and all the people. So I go to the captain's office, and the captain said, boy, you look good. I done got my suit and my bow tie and my white shirt, you know, at that same mall where James took me, you know. I got my suit on and everything. So now I'm right in the mix. The captain said, look, now you got to start selling some papers. I ain't gonna start you off too much, but I got a bundle for you. A bundle is 100 papers. So I started selling Muhammad Speak newspapers in Miami, Florida. It'd be so hot, oh my goodness. To cut a long story short, I love Miami, the people. James hooked me up with a lady that lived like 3 blocks down from me on the same street in Carver Run named Sister Sinai. And she had a daughter named Ethelene. And I could go there every evening and eat. They would fix dinner. I go there and eat with them every evening. Oh, she could cook. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, them homemade biscuits and all kinds of stuff. Oh, man. I ate good like I was at my grandmama's house. So now, Savior Day is coming. That's big in the nation if you don't know. Savior's Day is acknowledging the beginning of the nation, actually. The man that started and all that. Farad Muhammad, all that. If you don't know, get a book, read about it. Now, anyway, look. Now, I'm going back to Chicago. Oh, boy. It's February. Cold in Chicago. So I go, you know I like to dress, so I go and get me a nice fur coat at the shopping mall and woo, and I'm going home. My grandmama and them ain't seen me in over 2 years. I done called them on the phone, stuff like that. Now, I've been down there in that hot Miami sun. I've been eating at Sister Sinai house. I don't smoke cigarettes no more. I don't drink alcohol no more. I don't smoke weed no more. I don't do nothing no more. All I do is what I've been told to do by the officials in the Nation of Islam, and that's that we follow divine law. We above man's law. So when you above man's law, you following divine law, you untouchable. I don't smoke, don't drink, I ain't gonna steal nothing, I ain't gonna bother nobody. You know what I mean? Please don't bother me. Now, they give me a job. On Savior's Day, I see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad again. And they call this the last sermon, because he died. He died later on that year. Now, he gave his talk and everything like that. People there from all over the country, all over the world, really. People there from Jamaica, the Muslims that I had met in Jamaica, they was there. Some, I didn't see them, but I know they were there, because the minister that was the minister in Jamaica, he was up on the stage. His name was Prince Buster. And he owned all, he was controlling all the jukeboxes. All the places had jukeboxes in them. A lot of them, he owned them. Anyway, I knew about that. So after the meeting, I kind of found out everybody was going down here to this restaurant called the Salam Restaurant. It was really a nice place. I mean, nice place. It was big too. So now I go down there. Now when I get down there, when I get down there, I want to find out who the manager is. I need a job. I'm back home. I want to find out, because this is a nice place. All this good food and stuff. Oh, my goodness. So now I'm looking for a job. And I was blessed to get a job. I started washing dishes and pots. I started washing dishes and pots at Salam Restaurant. So I went from washing pots and dishes to a busboy. You know, out on the floor with my little busboy coat on and everything. Woo. A lot of people come to Salam. Dignitaries and black celebrities come there and eat. Muhammad Ali in and out of there all the time. So now I'm acclimated into the community now. I'm just waiting to get my X. In order to get your X, you got to write a letter, and the letter that you got to write got to be perfect. Got to be just like just like Every letter got to be just like an exact copy of this letter. And what this letter is saying is acknowledging the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam, Farad Muhammad, all that, their doctrines somewhat. And so now, I done tried to feel this letter about 5-6 times. I ain't never get it. But now, I finally get it. Now I get my X, so I go stand before the fruit. Now I'm in the fruit of Islam. So now I'm growing in this culture. Now I done moved from dishwasher power where I'm on the floor as a bus boy, waiter assistant. Okay? I eventually become a waiter. I become a waiter captain. The maitre d' at the Salam restaurant at the time name was Tiamo. He was a youngster, Tiamo. Tiamo had did time for murder. Youngster. Tiamo was younger than me. Come out them projects on the south side. Just got caught up in the wrong thing. Tiamo was something else. Sharp. He was sharp. He was the maitre d' of the Salam. I see everybody. Minister Farrakhan. I see all the top ministers in the nation. I see all the top captains, all the top lieutenants. They get to know me. The East Coast come on the 15th, and everything west of the Mississippi come on the 1st. All the ministers. I get to know all of them. Out of Philadelphia, Boston, Cincinnati, Cleveland, New York, Brooklyn, Harlem. I get to know them all. So now I'm at the Salam restaurant, which is the crown jewel of really the black restaurants in Chicago, which it was some nice black restaurants in Chicago. But Salam was extra nice. It used to be a bank. Honorable Elijah Muhammad bought it, converted it into the Salam. The dining room would hold 475 people, and the coffee shop would hold about 95. And so, after being a waiter's assistant, I became a waiter. And I knew all the brothers, because everybody come there to eat. All the brothers come to Salam. So I get to know everybody. Now, I see Minister Farrakhan. It was a band that used to play at the Salam every Saturday and Sunday. The Vernell Fournier Trio. Vernell was a drummer. He was out of New Orleans. He was Ahmed Jamal's drummer when Ahmed Jamal made Ponciana, if you know about music. Because I'm a music person. I know some Muslims don't like music. But that ain't how I grew up. But I ain't going to talk about that. Because I respect everybody that's good people. I respect all good people. Now, Minister Farrakhan would come in and sit in with Vernell. On bass was Eddie Calhoun, played with Earl Garner for 20 years. If you know about music, you know what I'm talking about. And piano player named was John Young, one of the baddest piano players I ever seen. My goodness. Anyway, the minister would come in, play, boy, they be jumping. The slum full of people, because every fourth Sunday, all the surrounding communities come. Far away is Milwaukee, Waukegan, downstate Illinois, everybody coming to the salon. Line go around the block, people trying to get in. All the sisters, all the brothers. We worked, boy, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Best food you could eat, all that, man, it was wonderful. But then the salon finally closed. All the businesses closed. The economic platform of the nation had been compromised by J. Edgar Hoover. They wanted to shut the nation down, so they poisoned the economic. They sent people in that was handling the books and this and that, so forth and so on. Now this is what I've been told, and I was also there. I was there. I don't know all about all that, what's going on in them offices and stuff like that, because I was just a worker and selling papers, selling fish, all that. Now, The supermarket was comparable to Safeway or any other supermarket in the country. It was that on that level. But the supermarket was like $475,000 in debt, where the people was ordering inventory and not paying for it and just getting it on credit. And the creditors were letting them do it. Well, the nation had good credit. But there was something else behind that too. Now, all the businesses that we had, all the restaurants, the farmland, we had farmland, we had real estate. Elijah Muhammad one time wanted to try to buy up a whole part of the south side, which never happened. Anyway, all of this, we trying to be an example morally for our people. We don't drink, we don't smoke, we ain't into no foolish. We're not into nothing bad. It's all about being good and trying to be what God wants a human being to be. That's what it was. Even though we didn't, at that time, didn't have the right, correct understanding as Quran, coming out of the Quran, we had all the fundamentals, the foundation, and everything like that. But what I mean, we were not, if you know about Islam, we were not putting our head down on the floor and this and that, and all like that, praying like that. We weren't praying like that. We used to stand up and pray like this. What we call making a dua. That's just not the formal prayer, but you could just, sometimes you want to just meditate, talk, oh God, help me. Okay, that's how we used to pray. Now, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad died, he died right around the time for the big event, Savior's Day. I'm in Chicago. I'm working in a salon restaurant. Now, everybody, the general population, we knew he was sick. But we had been reading the book, How to Eat to Live, and all these kind of things like that. And really, many of us thought the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was going to live to be maybe a couple 100 years old. Some people thought like that. So we don't realize how sick he is. He got that bronchitis real bad, real bad. Now, Chicago, cold and all that. So everyone from all across the country assembled in Chicago for the big event, Savior's Day. Most of them don't know he's real sick. Only the officials know. He died. He died. Savior's Day is always February 26th. He died February 25th. Officially claimed dead. Okay. I'm in the salon working. The national secretary at that time, Abbas Rasul, come and got up on the stage. Everybody eating, talking, woo, 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 getting ready for, the big event. He made an announcement, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is dead. You could have heard a pin drop. You could have heard a pin drop. So now, everyone is expecting to see the leader, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. A great man to many of us. Some people don't want to recognize what he did. But what he did was, man, my goodness. He turned people that was using drugs for 15, 20, 30 years, turn them around. Criminals, turn them around. Shut them down. They stopped smoking, drinking, gambling, shooting, looting, everything. If you came and sat at his table and ate some of his soup, it changed you all the way around. It changed you all the way around. And I thought about this because people want to talk about Islam and this and that. So, okay. God blessed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to come with what we call Sharia, the law. He brought the law. You could not smoke, you could not drink, you better not, if you caught fornicating, you got put out for 5 years. Can't come back. Can't nobody see. They see you, can't supposed to speak to you. 3 years, maybe 3 years, 3 years. From you out. You got caught smoking a cigarette. You out maybe for a week. We used to carry our ID. The ID had your name on it, your address, everything, and it say on the ID, this person is a member of the Nation of Islam. And if caught in any criminal activity, please take this card and call the temple. Because whenever you come to the temple again, you're going to be excommunicated. He brought Sharia, he brought the law. You had to be a decent person. He encouraged marriage. Get married, brother. Get married and have good children. This is what he did. For millions of us. No, over 1 million, man. Almost, maybe 2 million, at least around 2 million people. Yeah. Street people, educated people, all kind of people that he touched their soul. Now, all the people are assembled to see him. He have returned, as we say, he have returned to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty. He gone. He done left this world, he gone. Okay, so now, Savior Day, now, his son come to the podium. The new leader, Wallace D. Muhammad. Now, Wallace D. Muhammad, him and his father had issues, him growing up, because when he became a certain age, he started thinking about how could his father's doctrine, make a long story short, his father's doctrine was not parable or parallel, or it was different than the Quran. It was different than the Holy Quran. It was different than what the Muslims in other parts of the world, where Islam was established, where Islam came from. Islam came from Saudi Arabia, from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's the one that received the revelation of Quran, not Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaching woke us up. The way he taught, how he taught, and what he taught. But now, when he passed away, here come his son, Wallace Muhammad. Okay? Now, the man that taught Elijah Muhammad, this version of Islam, name was Fard Muhammad. He was a very crafty, intelligent. He dealt in psychology and how to influence people, stuff like that. So he gave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad this concept of Islam that captured many, many, many of us. So now that his son come, he got to undo all that. So now, one of the first things he did, he took all the chairs out of the temples and said, we don't call these temples anymore. We not call these masjids. M-A-S-J-I-D, masjid, which is the Arabic term for the places we worship. The word mosque, that's a French term. That's a French term, which is widely recognized as a place where Muslims worship. But the correct term is masjid, but they both is correct. Okay, so now we start learning all this kind of stuff. Then Saudi Arabia sent him 4 scholars. One from Ghana, one from Nigeria, one from Sudan. Let me see, one from Ghana, one from Sudan, one from Nigeria. It was 3. Those 3. 3. So now they came to help him teach us Orthodox Islam, as people would say, or Al-Islam, as the Imam say. He say Al-Islam is the correct word. And so we started learning. We started learning about the history of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what that means. May the peace and blessings of God Almighty be upon him. And we started learning Islam as it was practiced all over the world. Now, Wallace D. Muhammad, when his mother was pregnant with him, the man that taught Elijah, Fuad, had to leave because the FBI was looking for him. This and that, so forth and so on. He had to get out of Chicago. Anyway, before he left, the morning that he left, Sister Claire Muhammad, Elijah's wife, was pregnant. And he wrote the name for the child on their bedroom door. W.D. Muhammad. And say he would be the one to inherit your mission and continue this work. And he left. Okay? Come up way later in California. Many years. Anyway. So now, the Imam is the leader now. So the Imam, see, his father had sent him and his brother. He had 3 or 4, 5 brothers. Anyway, he sent him and his I think his youngest brother, Akbar, to the east to study Islam. So they knew Islam. They knew the Arabic, they knew the Quran, they knew all that. So now, the Imam started implementing Al-Islam throughout the community. So some people rejected this. Some people wanted to stay with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. And some of these was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's family, his uncles, some of his other relatives out of Detroit. That's where the whole thing started, in Detroit. Okay. Minister Farrakhan, not to say nothing bad about the minister, they got with him. From what I was told, this is how it started. The minister was not all that satisfied. Now, I'm gonna see, I had the minister in my car. You can't tell me. Because I know what the minister said. I had the Minister Lewis, I had Minister Farrakhan, my brother, in my car, because they came to the Salam restaurant. Him and his two companions, 2 brothers, came to the Salam restaurant to eat. I'm getting ready to get out of work. He had came to Chicago on a special meeting to meet with the Imam to discuss why the Imam was making all these changes. The Imam stopped the brothers from selling newspapers. He said, you go and spend all this money on buying nice suits and stuff like that. Take care of your family. Put the newspaper in newspaper racks in different stores and businesses. And go get you a job, go back to school, and become more productive. You don't really have time to sell no newspapers no more. Your wife coming to me complaining about this and about that. This is how the Imam talk. And so, Minister Farrakhan and the 2 brothers, when they finished eating, one of the staff came to me, because I was getting ready to get out of work. Come to me, I'm the maitre d' at the restaurant at this time. They come to me and say, could I get the minister a ride back to the National House? The National House is the house that was built for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It was beautiful, on an Arabian design, like in Arabia. Anyway, yeah, cool. So as we're riding, going to the National House, the minister is talking about his meeting that he had with the imam. This is what the minister said. He said he was questioning the imam on why he was making all these different changes. The minister was not in accord with some of these changes the imam was making. And so the minister, Farrakhan, said, I talked to him, and I talked to him, and I talked to him. And he just sat there with his head down and never said a word. He said, I talked till I got tired of talking. And he finally looked up at me and said, brother, be patient. That's just what the minister told me and the other two brothers. He telling us, about the meeting. Because, this was very important to him, he's a very serious man about what he's doing. So after that, not long after that, when kind of like the community split up and this and that and all that kind of stuff like that, I'm just giving the history. That's all I'm doing. So now I come to Islam. Islam saved my life. The nation saved my life. Saved millions of brothers' life. So now when the imam came, we ready. We clean. We ain't smoking. We ain't robbing. We ain't stealing. We ain't trying to hurt nobody. We ain't gang banging. We not thieving. We not flim-flamming, pandering. We clean vessels now. We ready to go to work. Don't make no difference what kind of work it is. We ready. So we read. So the Imam filled us with al-Islam, with the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He changed millions and millions and millions of us, brother. This is the power of al-Islam. And the reason I told my whole history, I've been around here 77 years. I've been in the Baptist church. I've been in the Catholic church. I've been a gambler. I've been a criminal. I've been in the jail. I done walked the streets. I done studied the Bible. I studied the Bible every morning when I was a child. When you're a child, your brain just like a sponge. You soak up everything. I studied the Bible every morning in school, because in Catholic school, that's what you do, the first class. I was in the Baptist church. I done seen politics, all that. President Eisenhower was president when I was a little boy. I done seen all these different phases, the eras, civil rights era, all this stuff like that. I done looked at religion, backwards and forward, up and down. Islam is the best. Islam is the top religion in the world. Islam is the last revelation, the last word that comes down from the Almighty to one of his prophets. It's Islam. He revealed different revelations at different times as man progressed in his intelligence. Allah sent, God Almighty sent another prophet for that time to keep the people in the right context. Because if you believe in God, you must believe in the devil. And the devil is busy trying to keep the people going in the wrong direction. So every 2,000 years or so, God Almighty sent one another revelation to inspire a special person. Like he did with Isa alayhi salam, Jesus the Christ. Like he did with Musa alayhi salam, Moses. Like he did with all the prophets in the Holy Quran. All of them in the Holy Quran. Talk about all of them. Anytime you take a man and he prayed, bow down to God 5 times a day, how you gonna beat that? How you gonna beat that? He on the top level. He washed himself up 5 times a day and bow down to the Creator Almighty 5 times a day. He ain't gonna steal nothing. He ain't gonna bother nobody. He's not gonna try to get in your wife's ear, your daughter's ear, none of that kind of stuff. Not if he a true Muslim. We got some bad peoples in Islam. Bad. Every other religion do too. We know that. Islam is the last revelation that came down from the creator of the heavens and the earth. It was the last time he communicated with a human being and gave the script for this period of time that we in now. The Holy Quran. If you ain't read the Quran, get one, read it. Get one, read it. Whoa. God give everybody a chance. The first thing is saying in the Quran, in the name of Allah, God Almighty, the most merciful, the compassionate, the Redeemer. In Islam, we're taught that God put one thing above himself, and that's his mercy and compassion for his human being. So he let you go a long time with your foolishness. You on the me program. I'm doing me. That's one of my sons told me. I'm doing me. Okay, go ahead, me. Keep right on going. I done studied religion. This is why I told all about my history, my background, all that. I ain't trying to I'm just a little old guy, little old brother out here. See what I'm saying? Yeah. But I know the power of Islam. It's power. If you have the right kind of money, you go buy you a nice car that you really like, spend a whole lot of money on this vehicle. Oh boy, you riding good. You look good. Now, if you don't never open up the glove compartment and look at the owner's manual with the instructions on how to get the best service for the longest amount of time out of this machine. Now, if you don't read that manual and get an understanding, or get somebody to help you get an understanding on about this, what you done spend all your money on, you're gonna mess that car up. You're gonna tie it up. You don't take care of it right. You're gonna tie it up. Look at the world today. Look at the wars, the famines. Look at what's going on this earth today. Why? Because they're not following the script that God gave them. Nothing but a lot of bad things going on in this world. A lot of good things going on too. So, if you do bad gonna come to you. You ain't gonna get away. You think call you 1,000 miles away, 100 miles away, and woo. No, God gonna get you. The people you violated can't get you, but God Almighty is gonna get you. He gonna get you. He just let you go on and see how terrible you gonna act. And when he come after you, he gonna burn your ass up. That's what it say in the book. Your book, the Bible. So he gonna destroy you with fire. And the Holy Quran say the same thing. Say the mountain's gonna crumble down to dust. The earth gonna shake. Mountains gonna crumble down to dust. This God's earth. He on this earth. This is his world. He created this world. Now you just gonna come in here and do what you want to do. All this killing and bloodshed and all this stuff like that. And you think your ass gonna get away? You ain't gonna get away. He got you. Watch. Watch. He got you. He gonna get you in this life before you leave here. And he gonna get you in your grave. You ain't never read the book of death. What go on in the grave. You think that terrible agony and pain and all that you go through in the hospital in your last days ain't nothing compared to the agony and pain that's in that grave. Your brain may be dead, your heart may be dead, but you still got feelings in your body. And you feel your body just breaking down to the skeleton. That's your punishment. That's the punishment of the grave. You feel the worms and everything that's still living in your body eating you up from the inside out. You feel it. That's what the book of death say. The scholars have wrote. That's the punishment in the grave. Is a hell of a punishment. And it take about 100 years for the body all break all the way down. You steady getting all that time. You feeling all because of your wickedness. You're not gonna get away. You're gonna go through hell on your way out of here. And in the grave is gonna be a torture chamber for you. If you didn't know, now you know. I done studied religion. I done studied life. I look at the weather. Who you gonna call when the hurricane comes? Who you gonna call when the tornado comes? Who you gonna call? Call the police. Call the army. Who you gonna call? You better get out and start praying and asking forgiveness for your sins. The Holy Quran talk about all the great empires that have been destroyed. See, y'all don't know. It's been a whole lot of great nations on this earth that God Almighty wiped them clean away. They talk about all that in the Quran. If you don't have no Quran, get one and read it. But get one that's in the right context, because there's a lot of fake stuff out there, you know, that make you think crazy. Make you think crazy. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to say, you know. I just wanted to put that out there like that. I'm very happy. I'm so happy. I'm very happy. I haven't been in no trouble. I got great grandkids, 3 sons, 2 daughters, stepchildren. I was the only child. I didn't have nobody like that, but my friends was my brothers. God bless me, took care of me all this time. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to the Almighty for taking care of me, helping me. So, it's a whole lot more I might want to say, but I might say something wrong. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm a Muslim. A Muslim is one who tries to stay in balance with the natural order of things. One who submit to the natural order of things. That's what he's supposed to be. Now, he might be something else, but that's what he's supposed to be. So peace and blessings to all, to the world. Get your mind right. Get your mind right, because this show is going to come to an end. I can't say when, but we're in the last days. Look at the weather. Look at the weather. What the Bible say? It tell you all about it. So now, peace and blessings to all, everybody and everything. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Shaykh.